You know, another week. We had all the feelings this last week. We had mornings with vests on. Here we are in the afternoon on Sunday with sun shirts on. It got hot the last couple days. It felt like summer again. Let's go. I mean, we'll take mid-September when the weather kind of gets nice. I'll tell you what, though, we're going to talk about moody fish, because that's what we saw this last week. Every single day, I've had conversations here now for 3-4 days in a row with great groups of clients talking about how we kind of have to figure out what's going on every single day. Every day presents its own challenges that you have to accept if you want to be successful fishing. Zigzag, kind of figure out what's going on. Here's what I saw this last week. We targeted walleyes, we targeted bass, we targeted pike, we targeted panfish. And I say that because what we had to do some days is maybe our target species didn't want to play nice. We struggled at times to catch quality bass, so we would switch and we'd chase bluegills and crappies. Did great. We had some days where we caught some walleyes, and then the walleye bite would shut off, and then we'd go chase bass. So this is the time of year where I'm starting to see maybe some transitional stuff happening. We're talking about lakes turning over, right? That's becoming part of our vocabulary. Not that it's happening on all the lakes quite yet, but things are starting to fall into line. We're going into this period of the year, mid-September, soon late September, where lakes that do turn over are going to start to turn over. We're also talking about weeds falling and dying, transitional periods where fish maybe move where they're going to be. They're going from deep to shallow, or they're changing their orientation on a piece of structure because of where the bait moves and how things set up. There's a lot of things going on right now. That's why I think when you get onto the body of water you're targeting, you got to learn it every day. It's kind of the nature of the beast, and it's kind of fun, and it's challenging, and it's one of those things where you just kind of embrace it and get after it, and you go fishing. We've had days, let's talk bass, where you got to flip to catch fish. Heavy, thick weeds that are still abundant in 6, 8, 9, 10 feet of water. Then we've had days where they want to slide back to the weed lines. Then we have days where they want to just crush a moving bait, whether it's a chatterbait or spinnerbait. We've had some overcast skies. We've had some rain moving, and those days it seems like those shallower moving bait bites are turning on. Then we've had days where the walleyes want to start to look like they're moving into their early fall spots, and then you get days where they're nowhere to be found. So water temps this last week, that was up and down, up and down. We had days where we were starting in the low to mid 60s, and there's days where we ended in it's 71 again. So this last week presented all kinds of feelings, like we said. What we did to catch fish, we just went fishing. We just went and chased them. We tried to see what they were doing. We're looking for things that give us hope. Abundance of bait fish right here. Okay, there's probably some game fish nearby. You know, oh, the weeds look nice here. I'm snagging a few. They look nice and green, or do they look kind of brown and down? Are they dying off? Pay attention to your surroundings and things that are happening. Beauty of it this week, for the most part, and I'll explain why, boat traffic was not that bad. However, it got warmer as the week went on. I'll tell you what, Thursday and Friday on Lake Minnetonka, I went over to Wisconsin this weekend, but Thursday and Friday on Lake Minnetonka, it looked like summer. It felt like summer. The boats were hopping. We were dropping clients off at Lord Fletcher's in the evening, and the place was packed, no place to dock up. Great to see, kind of that last hurrah before things get cold again, right? So that's what we kind of saw. How do we catch our fish? What are some ways we did it? We talked about flipping, pitching. That's flipping jigs in heavy cover. We caught fish under docks. Chatterbait bite's gonna start to go. We caught some fish on it this last week. Fun way to catch them. Things like that. One thing we did that did pretty well in terms of just game fish, targeting whatever bites, is I put a round ball jig head on. No surprise, right? Drop TG, tungsten jig head, whatever it might be. And I'm fishing a smaller fluke style bait. This is a 4-inch just fluke, flirt, whatever you want to call it, bait. So it's not necessarily your smaller profile minnow bait. It's not your paddle tail. This is just kind of something I can pitch deep. I can pitch shallow. I can snap it through a weed pocket. I can skip it. It's a very versatile presentation. I think a lot of anglers forget about this style of bait and they move on to something else. But this little 4-inch fluke, man, it catches a pile of fish. And it's not one of those things that you really need to think about. I just kind of match the hatch. This looks just like a perch. It's about a 4-inch, 4.5-inch perch. I got a little shiny ball head jig on there. Great stout hook. I'm fishing the same setups I've been fishing most of the season that we've talked about. I got your medium action rod, You know, at 7'2", I got my 15-pound braid to a fluorocarbon leader. I got my 3000 series Shimano on there. This is actually the MJO OW walleye rod. So this is like a medium light blank with a tinge taken off the tip. So it's a hybrid between a medium light and a medium. Very versatile, works exceptionally well for this setup. This is custom built exclusively at Thorne Brothers, and away we go. I'm just casting, I'm covering water. This works for walleyes, this works for bass. This works for pike, I'm telling you. Just a very versatile way right now to get bit. Very, very simple, and you can get after it. One thing we've done this week too is we've chased down the panfish. Like I said, we've had some days where the game fish just aren't going. I've had some clients where just casting all day becomes tough. We've changed gears. Thursday and Friday for part of each day, we targeted bluegills and crappies on Lake Minnetonka. Did very well. Caught a lot of fish. They're kind of still holding on to their spots. Any main lake point with weeds, piles of bluegills. Any spot nearby that's kind of hard bottom gravelly, piles of crappies. So there was a lot of panfish going this last week as well. That should continue. So the opportunities are good. The muskies all over the place. I heard of many, many, many muskies caught this last week. It makes sense as water temps start to dip. Evenings are cooler. We're losing our light faster. It's we're not doing 6 a.m. sunrise trips anymore, right? We're doing 7 o'clock, 7:15 sunrise trips. We're not fishing till 9 o'clock at night till the sun goes down. It's starting to get dark at 7:30. So we're losing our light on both ends of the day. So that's just kind of how things happen. So that's what we're looking at this next week. Looking at a lot of similar things. Temps look about the same, 70s, some on and off rain. The last Denny's is tomorrow on Lake Minnetonka. We'll be out there for that, having some fun, chasing down some bass, seeing what these teams can do. Won't be competing in it, but we'll get the teams going. I'll go check on some patterns with my kid, Jack, and then we'll come do the weigh-in and then back at it Tuesday with guide trips the rest of the week. So we'll see what happens. The fall transition, trying to sneak in. Mother Nature gave us summer again, which kind of put things back into its old ways, and things are going to continue to trend once again towards our fall pattern. So threw a lot at you. It's the time of year, like I said. My best advice: just go fishing, see what things throw at you, look at your outside elements, pay attention to your surroundings, use your intuition, and you're probably going to go out there and catch some fish. So have a great time. Go Vikes this evening. Hopefully they can get a second W, and we'll see what happens. So have a great week. Here we go. We're going into mid-September already. Hard to believe. Things are trickling along. Summer's just about over, and we're going to be jumping into full-blown fall. Go out there, be safe, have a great time, have a great week.